Okay, so moving on to number two. Number one is seeing it. Number two is you got to use your big girl voice. Okay, I know some of you are moms on here and you know how little kids can be. And they're like, Mommy, I want. I'm like, what, sweetheart? What would you like? I want. Okay, I'm not making fun of her because I love my daughter. But if you're a mom, you know this. Like, honey, tell me in your big girl voice, like, what is it that you'd like? And she's like, well, I want the water. May I have a cup of water? And I'm like, yeah, baby, of course you can. Here. And then she gets her water and she goes on her way. And that's how it is with manifestation. People are like, I kind of want this or I kind of want that. And they're like whining, like you're not using your big girl voice. When you articulate things clearly and you are expressing what it is that you want very clearly, then that's when you're going to receive what it is that you are looking for. So use your big girl voice. A tool for this, again, is journaling, right? Because when you're journaling things out, you are clearly articulating what it is that you are looking for, right? And one of the journaling exercises that I like to do, well, one of them I recently started doing in the past week, is writing down one affirmation 55 times. If you guys watch my Instagram or my Facebook stories, it's quite tedious, but you can do it. One affirmation 55 times, 5 days a week, or for 5 days, I mean. And then you switch to another affirmation. Write it 55 times for 5 days. And already like massive, profound things. Like one of my friends, she is so close, like inches away to having a $30,000 month in her business. And she's the one who told me about, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but she's the one who told me about writing this. So that's what she's been writing as like her goals again and again and again and again. And she's like, I can't believe this is happening. I can, because she's working on manifestation, right? But it's incredible. And even for me, I won't go into ton of detail now, but I wrote one the other day of, actually, I'll share it. I'm not going to hide things because I don't need to hide from my tribe, right? So one of the things that I wrote down 55 times was, I am so grateful and thankful and excited. I am the psychic life coach of Reno. And I have this vision of being able to spread this beautiful message to all of the people, but that people are like, oh yeah, I know Ashley, of course I know her, like the psychic life coach of Reno. So I wrote it out and again. And then anyways, I went to this event with a bunch of other people, and when I walked in, the lights were so dim, I couldn't see very well because apparently everyone got there early and I was on time, which is late. And anyways, like I knew half of the room. They're like, hey, Ashley. And like a person came and like gave me a hug, and I didn't know who it was because I couldn't see. My eyes were still adjusting. And I was like, oh, hey. And then one of the other girls, who I had no idea who she was, we had a little break because it was 2 hours and we were stretching our legs, and she came over to me. She gave me a hug and she says, I know you. Our mutual friend had told me all these great things about you. I'm really interested in setting up a session. And I was like, whoa, like I had no idea who this person was, but she knew who I was. And so for me, writing that affirmation very, very clearly of, this is who I want to be, this is what I want to represent, this is how I want it to go, over and over again, like the universe completely rewarded me with this validating experience of like, you were on the right path. You know, soften and surrender, also step into your power, because you're the psychic life coach of Reno. You know, get out there, share this message. Don't freaking be afraid. Don't just write it on paper and then not go out there and expect to share it. You know, does that make sense? So that's another tool. But journaling it out will make it very, very clear. And you don't have to do that. You could just write out each day what it is that you want to create. So for example, oh my gosh, today was I like to type actually. I'm writing out the manifestations, but if I do my actual journaling, I like to type it out because it's just easier. My thoughts can flow, and I'll say something like, today was so beautiful. I am so grateful for this, and that. And I never have to worry about money again. I just feel so supported, and I trust money and money trusts me, and it just flows in. Or Presley, oh my gosh, she's growing. She's so smart. Today she learned this. And I'm almost like talking from like my future self, if that makes sense. And for some of you guys, I can already feel the resistance. You're like, what the hell is she talking about? Like, this is a little too woo-woo. Well, when you're ready, then you can do it. But I like talking as if I am my future self to me, because what you think about, you bring about, right? If you hold a thought in your mind long enough, then it shall come true. Another thing that I do is future cast. I have 2 friends in particular who I do future casting with every single day. For the most part, like we barely ever miss. And I Voxer them. And these people, they're like across the world. Actually, one is moving to Italy right now. And she's So we have like completely different time zones, but we Voxer and we say, this is what I'm so grateful for, right? We list that off, and then we say, this is what I choose to speak into existence. And we just go off, we just riff. It could be for 5 months from now or 5 years, it doesn't matter, but we are speaking in our big girl voice. We are articulating very, very clearly what it is that we choose to create. So ask in a big girl voice. Another thing is if like that's too much and you're like, I don't have an accountability partner, whoever it is, first of all, contact me. Hey. But you can just, you could journal it out.